no bueno. Check in like 6 months and I'll have a better answer. My name is 54 Ultra. I'm from New Jersey, and I'm a singer, songwriter, producer sometimes. Bacon, egg, and cheese from a deli, actually, and a cappuccino. I never travel without my sleep mask. I have a weighted sleep mask with little beads in it, and I like to use that. First thing I do when I wake up is shut off my alarm and try not to go on my phone right after doing that. My earliest musical memory's gotta be salsa music blasting on the radio while I'm trying to sleep on the way home from my mom's parties. My favorite movie soundtrack is probably Empire Strikes Back, Star Wars. The first YouTube video I remember watching is probably, I need to look up the name. It's called The Ultimate Battle or something. It's like the Ultimate Showdown of Destiny. It's like some fucked up animated thing. Not a rap battle, but it's like an animated thing where it's just a bunch of celebrities like killing each other. But I forget what it's called. Should I be like Charlie with my finger or something like that? I'll just say that, you know? I can't say Take Care by Drake because that's what we did, but I can't do that, right? Like, I can't do it. It's not the good time for that. Do you guys like Prefab Sprout? It's like a rock band from the 80s, UK, but I forget the name of their albums. Prefab Sprout. I think Swoon. I'll say that. In Swoon or Swoon. My favorite film would have to be Empire Strikes Back or Scarface. The storytelling in The Empire Strikes Back is obviously emotional, and Scarface I relate to because of how Latino it is, and so Caribbean, and the aesthetic of it, and the colors and everything. Not so much of the cocaine dealing business, but there's a lot of lessons in that, you know? Who do I trust? Me, like that, you know? It would probably be a Rutgers frat house basement in New Jersey. It's just a lot of people jumping around, hitting their heads on the ceiling because the ceiling is 6 feet high. Beachfront view with jacuzzi access across the hall and ice machine access also across the hall with one big bed and a bathtub outside of the bathroom. Making espresso. If my life had a theme song, it would be Mexican Dream by Piero Piccioni. My favorite season would have to be autumn. It's not too hot, it's not too cold, and I like when the leaves change and there's not that many people around as much, and it's very nice. My favorite BPM would have to be 160, but then it's also a good halftime for ballads. My most used app would probably be voice memos. Reggie Jackson, so I can ask him how it feels to hit 3 home runs in one World Series game. Espresso making. I don't have a favorite bean right now, I'm still learning, but I'm into dark roast, and I'm learning how to time it right. So you can check in like 6 months and I'll have a better answer. I do my best work at home, in my room, late at night when I can't sleep. I'm obsessed with Italian movie soundtracks, and I love when they use guitars in an unconventional way, and pianos. They make pianos sound really nice. Recording myself singing at home. That was a creative risk, I think, because at the time I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know I could sing. I still don't think I can sing, but I just do it for the sake of the song, you know? I started singing when I was 20, so 5 years ago. Nobody was singing on my instrumentals, and I needed a reference, and I needed to show that it was worth using. I just wanted to be a part of something at that point. You can't say something so cliche. I can't be like, oh, Moonlight, you know? Maybe La La Land. Maybe that was kind of a nice one. The Outsiders. The book and then the movie. You know when a song is truly finished when you're not looking for anything in it anymore as you listen to it. But that doesn't have to mean that it's out, you know? A cultural experience that inspired my music is being half Puerto Rican and half Dominican, and growing up in a very culturally rich household, and always being reminded by my parents of what came before me and the foundation of how we were raised. You know? I like to think that it comes out in the music, the sentimentality and appreciation of moments, but also like you got to get in there, you got to work. I want to travel and meet as many people as I can and learn perspectives. I really want to go to Italy, and I really want to go to France, and I want to see Thailand like once, maybe twice, and I want to see the Grand Canyon in no order. Usually for a song idea first, I usually hear lyrics, but a lot of times if I pick up a guitar and I start playing, I'll start speaking, and then by default it ends up being lyrical content. So I guess it's a toss-up. It's good down the middle, depending on what comes first. It's not that surprising. You know, LA was very nice. LA shows a lot of love to what I do, and I appreciate that a lot. And I think, to my understanding, it's nice to get welcome arms from a city that big and that with that much motion, that much going on. So I'm really grateful that in every step of my career, they've always been very adamant about the support. I would love to work with Blood Orange. I haven't done that yet, but maybe I will. I think I have bad taste in when to leave the house during rush hour. The best book that I could write, if I had to, would probably be how to be resourceful in the music industry and how to get into people's heads without them knowing. And then before you know it, you have a platform and you get to do stuff. It's just you have to be really hardworking and be very available and also easy to communicate with. And you have to remember that as hard as it seems, it's never really that hard, because there's always a step forward. That's kind of how I told myself when I dropped out of college and then quit my job and did the whole thing. It's like there's worse things to do. There's worse things to end up in. That might be the advice, I think, is just to work hard and to always believe that you belong in whatever space you want to belong in. Consistency is very important. It feels nice. I'm very excited to have a show in Puerto Rico so I can have my extended family be there. My great-grandmother, who's 103, I'm going to try to get her there. She might try to drive. We're not going to let her. But I would love to bring all this music back home and back to my family so they see what I've been doing. It is in the Saturday after Thanksgiving in November. So right after Black Friday, I'm going to head out. The origin of 54 Ultra is a combination of Studio 54, the disco, and Nostalgia Ultra by Frank Ocean. Because two things that I was into at the same time. I liked the word ultra and I needed some separation from a single word, and I put Studio 54 because I liked the idea of that disco in that venue. I would like to see Studio 54 come back. If it was exactly as it was, I think. Like no phones, leave everything outside and just go and have a good time. Talk about it later. Partly Al Pacino inspires me with some. I liked reading his memoir about his work ethic, and you know, I'm trying to make the idea of just like unlikely come-ups, you know, I think is very important. So Al Pacino is very inspiring to me, and I like movies and stuff, and I like actors, so I like that idea of like how hard it is to be an actor. Maybe The Dare? Did he do it yet? No, he could do it. That'd be cool.